They're what?
Pink Himalayan salt. Use that.
All right, welcome everyone. Glad you made it to Gentle Restorative today. We are going to be doing some movement in the beginning, and then we're going to do some restoration at the beginning. I want to start off by saying this week I have a particular topic. And the topic is based on Laya yoga. Some people say Laya yoga. And years ago when I studied this form of yoga, it was all about the yoga of light, the visualizing light. And we can do that many different ways. Sometimes we breathe in light from the third eye to the middle of the head and then down to the heart. Sometimes we breathe in the light through the various chakras. And sometimes we picture a pulsation of light at the heart. You know, so you've done a lot of this with me over the course of years. But Laya yoga also represents a kundalini type of yoga. And I'm not certified in it, but we did a lot of kriyas on Monday. We're going to do a few more today. However, we're not going to do it the kundalini way, because the kundalini way is really sharp, short, breathing, sharp, short, repetitious movement. And it's not that gentle. So we're going to be more of like a Vini yoga style, where we're breathing slowly and moving slowly, so that we're just being more cautious with the body. The idea of Laya yoga, Laya means to dissolve or to absorb. That's the actual Sanskrit meaning behind it. And so what we're trying to do with this, the intention, is to dissolve away karmic impressions, karmic patterns, to dissolve away the ego, and to dissolve away any of our conditioning. And the idea is to move the energy up from the base. So at the base of the spine, the Kundalini Shakti lies, and that's the creative life force energy. It's to stimulate it, it's to awaken it, and it's to move it up to the crown of the head. The crown of the head is a place where we experience unity consciousness, the state of oneness, and we envelop wisdom. There is a Laya yoga meditation, and there is a mantra that goes with this. And it is one that we're going to be listening to at the very beginning of class. Now, typically, when you're doing this meditation, you would be sitting upright with your spine extended, your hands in the mudra for wisdom. And then Ekankar is the first part of the mantra, Ekankar, and then you're drawing in through the pelvic floor. And then the next verse is Saptanama, and after the Saptanama, the ma, you're bringing the navel in and up towards the heart. And then it's Sirewaha, and then you're drawing in the throat center, Hey Guru. And so that is the mantra, and you're activating root lock, belly lock, chin lock, with the intention of manipulating and driving the energy up to the crown of the head. But because I didn't have time this morning to get you all a slip of paper with that mantra written out, and I don't have a whiteboard here to write it out for you, we're just going to lie down and listen to it and absorb it. And I will share with you the meaning as well. So we're going to lie down on our backs in that X-shaped position. In Yin Yoga, this is called the pentacle pose, kind of shaped like a star. And then I'll share with you what the mantra means. So the Ekankar means there is one creator. Satanama means I am centered and grounded in my truth. Truth is my reality. And the Wahe Guru, Wahe actually means wow. And Guru means the removal of darkness or the dissolution of darkness. Again, the intention of the mantra is to invoke more wisdom and to invite ourselves into a higher frequency, into a higher and heightened state of consciousness. So now I'm going to play that mantra for you to hear. A moment to find it. You can go ahead and center with your breath as I prepare. I'm going to turn it up so you can hear it. I want you to imagine as you're listening and absorbing this mantra that the whole world is listening and absorbing the mantra with us. You can even imagine everyone encircling the globe, holding hands and reciting these words together. So when this artist came to Nashville in 2019, half of the audience was from Half Moon, and half of the audience was from Kundalini Rising. Those were the only two yoga studios I saw representing this artist. It was a beautiful concert. Hopefully she'll come back. On your next in-breath, we're going to begin some movement. And again, you can go slow with this. We're lifting the left leg, the right arm up. And then on the exhale, we're slowly reclining back down. Inhale, right leg, left arm lifts. Exhale, release. And you're just maneuvering like this, alternating limbs, and moving in sync with your breath. Now this is the most gentle variation here. If you're feeling like doing a little bit more today, you're welcome to lift the head up and to cross over your midline and maybe even try to tap the top of the toes. Don't feel like you have to go to that extreme. And if anything is upsetting to the body, maybe go slower. And I'm going to change out this music because it starts to get really fast. And just do one more to either side, ending with the right leg, left arm. Since that was the second side we started with. And then just lay in that X-shaped position for a moment. And now we're going to bend the knees. And we're going to slide the arms out, shoulder height, palms open. On the in-breath, we're going to fly the feet up in the air. As we exhale, the legs are going to widen and split apart. Inhale, draw the legs together. Exhale, feet come back down to the ground. Inhale, feet float up. Exhale, widen the space. Inhale, bring them back together. And exhale, land the feet to the floor. This is our new flow of movement. Stay grounded on your back. This will be the last set. Now take a hold of your left knee only and hug it in towards the upper body. Pause here just to stretch out the lower area of the back. Firming as you hold. I dissolve away any karmic impressions, all states of the ego, any past conditioning to be absorbed into the unity state of consciousness. So I keep hearing from the intuitives that are really tapped into the other plane that the reason why so many people are feeling so much pain in their body these last couple of years is not just due to the pandemic, it's really due to the ascension and how the planet and humanity is evolving to a new dimension. And 2021 was all about freeing and liberating ourselves from ancestral wounds, as well as karmic patterns. And there's supposed to be a really big shift somewhere towards the end of this month. So we're coming up close to whatever that shift will be. Now on your next inhale, your arms are going to circle overhead like a Y shape, and your left leg's going to extend long and hover over the mat. So you're strengthening your quads, your hip, and the lower abdominals. And then as you exhale, you're hugging the left knee back into the upper body. We're going to stay on the left side. Inhale, arms overhead, left leg long. Exhale, a half Alpanasana. This is our new repetition. You may notice when you extend your limbs how you notice the natural curve or sway in the low back. And you'll notice when you bring in that flexion, how it flattens the low back. Let's do one more. And then lower the left foot down to the floor, hands resting on the belly. Make sure that the feet are just separated just enough, maybe just a couple inches. And on the inhalation, you're going to allow the knee to sink down, just the left knee, open out away from the body. And then as you exhale, lift the knee back up to where you started. Inhale, roll to the knife edge of the foot, like a half butterfly. And then inhale back to the top. Okay, and you're just gonna breathe through this, winging the knee open, and then back to where you began. Do one more. Now, once that left knee lifts, you're going to take a hold of your right knee. Clasp a hold of it with your hands. The hands can go under or above. Be here with this hold a moment. I had someone from our community reach out to me. She used to do online with me, and then she, I don't know, let it go sometime this summer. And she reached out and said she had tweaked her back, she needed help, and I gave her the Magic 4. You know, this is very similar to one of the poses of the Magic 4. She emailed me the next day and said how much it helped her, and that she was planning on returning to the studio at the beginning of the year. So do remember this if you ever tweak your back, because this can be useful. And if this is too much, you can always lift your legs up onto the seat of a sofa, chair, or footstool. All right, inhale, stretch the arms overhead, extend your right leg out, and then exhale, hug the knee in. Speaking of Magic 4, I have planned to bring in the chairs for a special hour-and-a-half class one Sunday in January. So you can look for that on the schedule if you want to take advantage. Breathing in with the extension and breathing out with the contraction. So since the Kriya's repetitious movement, since the conscious breath work is intended to bring the energy higher towards the crown chakra, I'm beginning a lot of our movement with legs and hips. The first two chakras, since that's our base. But please know, we're also using the third and fourth here. We use some of the abdominal work. We've been using the arms that are part of the heart center. All right, now hug the right knee in. Firm, and I dissolve away any karmic oppression, all states of the ego, as well as any past conditioning, be absorbed into unity consciousness. Now lower the right foot down, hands resting on the stomach area. And then we'll do the half butterfly. So you can inhale, flutter that wing open, and exhale, return to the sole of the foot. Opening up the hip, and then bringing the knee back to center. Now, once the feet return to the floor, bring your arms down beside your body, palms face down. We're going to do that bridge flow where we inhale, pressurize the feet, circle the arms overhead, tucking the tailbone, lifting thighs, hips out of the chest, and then exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time. All right, we're going to continue this process. Inhale, lifting into half bridge. And exhale, coming back down. Create that rhythmic breath, and then move and sync with it. Now this is legs, hips, abdomen, chest, throat. First, second, third, fourth, fifth chakras. The next time you come out, you're gonna lift both feet, hug both knees in. Pause it here. The energy that you're experiencing within, magnetize it, drive it up towards the crown of the head. Just using your imagination. You can even visualize at the crown of the head a white, spinning clockwise tornado. You can even visualize that tornado beginning at the base of the spine and then working its way up through each chakra until you arrive to the crown of the head. And let's lower over to one side of the body and go ahead and slowly come up. All right, I'm going to give you an option here. If it's okay for your knees and ankles to sit on your heels and lean forward, you can do it this way. If this is not good for your ankles or your knees, you're going to come to tabletop position, okay? So choose one of these. I'm going to show you sitting on the heels, and then I'll move up to the tabletop to show you that variation too. So this is a little quicker cat-cow. So it would look like this. And from the tabletop position, it's a little quicker. All right, so choose one of those and let's begin. The emphasis is more in the thoracic area behind the heart, even though you're also incorporating your neck. There's less movement in the hips and low back, even though you're going to get some. It's not as exaggerated as the slow maneuvering cat-cow. Three, two, and one. And then we'll slide the hands out and drop into extended child pose. So once you come into this position, let your head take rest. Let your elbows take rest. Breathe down into your belly. Remember, child's pose and downward facing dog are primary poses for the third eye. And a lot of what we've been doing thus far has been building from the first to the second to the third to the fourth to the fifth. So stretch out your arms now, lifting the elbows away from the ground, rock up to hands and knees, curl your toes under, and launch into downward facing dog. Okay, so our next flow is going to go back and forth between those two postures with tabletop in between. So this is actually going to be the exhale. So when you begin to inhale, go ahead and descend to your knees, table, and then exhale into extended child's pose. But we're going to keep moving. Inhale, rock forward, table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, back. And then continue that flow of movement. Your pace mimics your breath. So if you want it to be extra slow, your breath should be slow. And the next time you come to downward facing dog, you're going to hold that position. And once you take pause here, notice the angle of your body. The tailbone being higher than the low back over the mid back over the neck over the crown. Slowly walk the feet forward towards the top of the mat. And lower yourself down. And loosen and relax your neck. So even though we're standing on our 2 feet, we're also encouraging everything to the crown of the head. Now go ahead and inhale, come up so that your hands are going to take resonance on here. Oh, you've got it. Okay. Stand your blocks up. And if your hands easily access the floor, you may not even need the blocks. So Debbie, you may know you can do. All right, then we're gonna heel toe the feet apart. So the heels are on the mat, the toes are off the mat. As we exhale, we're coming down like a squat. And as we inhale, we straighten the legs, turn the feet forward, and exhale, bubble the arms and bow the head lower. Good, inhale, straighten the arms, lift the head. Exhale, turn out the feet, bend the knees, drop into a squat. You got it. Inhale, straighten the legs, turn the feet forward. Exhale, lower the head and heart. That's the knee flow. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the head. Exhale, turn the toes out, come towards the squat. You don't have to go very low. Inhale, straighten the legs, turn the toes to the front. And exhale, bow over. We're gonna do one more. This time the blocks can be put away. Your arms can hang like a rag doll. You're a little bit wider stance here, and that's okay. Bend the knees, stack the elbows on top, come to bear. And then cautiously turn one foot out and then the other. Good, and lift your arms up and come to like a Kaligata squat, but your arms are circling, your shoulders are softening, your thumbs are relaxing. Yep. Close the eyes. So what you're envisioning when you inhale is a light coming up through the spine, over the top of the head. And as you exhale, let it circle down the front side of the body back to the pelvic floor. Circling of light, up through the back body on the inhale, down through the front body on the exhale. Two more. End of those, straighten your legs. Let your arms relax down, palms face forward. Turn your toes slightly more forward, so it's better for the knees. Close your eyes. Anything that you're sensing and feeling internally, draw it up to the crown of your head. We're going to do that twisting Kriya. Twists are good for all 7. And I like to add a little bounce in the knees in the middle. Feel free to go at your own pace. So after this twist, we're going to bring it back down to the floor for the crown chakra. We're going to do a little breath work, and then we'll restore and meditate. Three, 2, 1. Back to center, feel the effects. You may need to crack the eyelids open because that can get you a little dizzy, or you might feel that vibration of energy on the rise. Feet come back together, toes point straight ahead, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms circle up. Exhale, swan dive down to your Uttanasana. Inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Exhale, land to your knees, untuck the toes, and you're gonna slide your hands back to frame the knees and come down to the forehead. All right, so as we inhale, we're gonna do the easy version of Sasadasana. So on the in-breath, we're lifting the hips away from the heels, rolling to the top of the head. And then exhale, coming back down. We're gonna do 7, that was 1. Once you complete 7 for the 7th chakra, you can come up. We're gonna do breath of fire before we relax. So if you want to sit on the edge of a bolster or block or blanket, the hands come to Jnana Mudra representing wisdom. Back of the hands to the knees. Shoulders roll down and back. And that breath of fire is the pumping into the belly. And the forced exhale through the nose. All right, let's begin. This is also sometimes called skull shining breath. Three, 2, 1, relax. Second round. Three, 2, 1, relax. And on this final round, we're going to work the heart, lung, pericardial meridians, and we're going to help to drain the lymph nodes and the tips of the arms by creating a fist with your thumbs up, lifting the arms like the Y shape, and then the same breath work. Let's begin. Three, 2, 1. Relax the arms. All right, we're gonna prepare for, you know, I said one blanket, but you might want two, because you may want one under your head and one to ground you over the body. The bolster is gonna go under the knees. And really, you could turn the bolster down like this or up like this, either way. The blanket, you're going to fold in half if you want to use it for grounding. You can have a pillow or blanket under your head. Do you need a second blanket?
No, I'll use this one.
Okay. And the one that's going to help you ground over the top of the thighs, hips, belly, and tuck it in. Now, we're going to use a chakra meditation. So if you want to guide your hands from your thighs to your hips, to your belly, to your chest, to your throat, to your third eye and your crown, you can. But it is a longer process, and your arms and shoulders might get fatigued. So you're welcome to just relax your arms and follow along visually in your mind. So in this moment, just get your body in this comfortable position. Lying down on your back, a bolster under your knees, feet on the ground. Let your seat soften. Let your back relax. Let your shoulders melt down. Your palms turn open unless you're going to use them on the body. See if you can create a little salivation in your mouth. Swallow to lubricate your throat after that last breath. Then relax the interior and exterior of your mouth, the face, the brow, the scalp on your head. I want you to visualize red ray of light moving from the feet up through the legs, even abiding in the pelvic floor. Imagine this red ray of light coming in, working like a laser. Cutting away and removing any karmic impressions or past conditioning concerning our ancestors, families, or our roots. Let the laser light be cleansing, purifying, healing those layers, wounds. Concerning our safety, survival, sense of security. Imagine this region being flushed with the bright, white, purifying light, flushing all that debris away. moving your awareness now to the lower part of the belly and back, all of which lies below the navel. Moving that area pelvic floor. Envisioning the orange ray of light into this area, in like a laser, shaving and removing any of the karmic impressions, past conditioning concerning this energy center. Feeling of lack, energy regarding money, anything left over or tied to personal relations. Imagine that it's getting flushed out with the bright, white, purifying light, bringing you into a state of abundance, removing any guilt or shame, putting you into a place of acceptance, helping us to stay mutable to change. So now everything from the navel down to the toes is filled with white light. Now come back to the navel. From that area up, base of your rib cage, imagine golden ray light. Not just any golden ray of light, but a laser type of light, shining through, shaving out any emotional debris. Breaking down the ego. Removing anything that may have disempowered us. Flushing it out with bright, white, purifying light. So that we reconnect our strength, resilience, and can embrace this transformative energy. Bring your attention into your chest, arms and hands. Visualizing a pulsation, pink, green light. Let these beams of light shine like lasers, allowing the green light to remove any layers of envy, removing any grievances or betrayals. Let the pink light, anything that blocks or inhibits your faith, yourself, or the divine, so that as that pulsates through your system, you become enveloped in that bright, light, purifying light. Your heart can be filled with love, passion, forgiveness. Now from the shoulders down through the feet, enveloped in this bright, light, purifying light. Now picturing in your throat center a blue or aquamarine ray of light coming like a laser, taking away anything that prohibits us speaking up or out, sharing our truth, or any other types of self-expression. Absorbing this area with the white, purifying light. Bring us back into balance. Open that highway between the head and the heart. Gazing it up to your mind's eye. Imagining a blue ray of light. Shining from the brow to the base of the skull. Lighting up the face. Cleansing and removing anything that may be blocking our imagination, intuition, so that as that bright, white, purifying light comes in, we will be more prone to trust that intuitive guidance and to flow with those creative insights and imaginations. And picturing purple at the top of the head. Allowing this ray of light to work like a laser. To take away any and all ignorant states of illusion. So that as the bright, white, purifying light begins to enter and flood through this region, feel more connected, whole, wise, unified. Now everything from the top of the head down to the tip of the toes, brilliantly lit up. This bright, white light. As said, as we continue to evolve and ascend into the fifth dimension, that the body will become less dense and the chakras less colorful as we move into this essence of embodying this white light. Picture that now. If you can go back to that beginning Laya yoga mantra. And picturing the entire world circled around the globe, holding hands, shining with this bright white light. Singing this mantra, Ekanka Satanama Serivaha Hey Guru. We're going to listen to it for just a few rounds. Let's listen to 3 more. Create a little movement in your hands and feet. Moving the blanket away from the lap. Exiting out of this pose to join me in a comfortable seat, however that translates to your body now. We're going to end our practice with this gesture of grace and gratitude at the heart. What represents the light and the love within me, honoring and bowing to the love and the light within each of you. Stay.